Okay, what we're going to do in this video is do some talking first, then we will practice and record ourselves. I'll do some talking about what playing by ear means, then some connections between East and West, and then finally we'll record ourselves practicing outside playing using the 4-fret exercise, the one we looked at previously, and then we'll listen back to it. I also made an overview of the 7 modes of the major scale and their respective outside functions, which I will put in the description box below the video, so you can check it out and read for yourself. Okay, so firstly, let's take some time and reflect on what we did in the previous video. What we did was let the theory inform our playing. We played something that would have been very hard to do just by playing by ear, so to speak. And we used theory to help us gain access to it. Wayne says in version 2 of an Improviser's OS that the purpose of theory is to allow people to play and write things that they can't hear, i.e. that they can't create by ear. So that's why we use theory. It's to gain access to things that would be very hard to do in other ways. Of course, there are other methods than formula practice, but it's just that formulas are what's discussed in the book. Okay, so what do I mean by playing by ear? It's just simple. It means playing what the ear already knows, nothing more than that. I encourage you to try it for yourself. Just record yourself improvising freely on the guitar neck, without any formulas to inform your playing, or without a metronome or any kind of other limitation. Then see how quickly you start running out of ideas, or how you might get bored and tired. This is great practice, but it can be excruciatingly hard work, so just use it sparingly. Like in the example in the previous video, the distance to the nearest possible outside note was either a minor second away or a major second away. So that's why I chose the major pentatonic scale and the major scale. It was to simplify the voice leading, really. So when we're dealing with only one type of family of intervals, namely the minor and major second, it simplifies voice leading greatly. And in subsequent practice sessions, you can of course use all the remaining interval types. I certainly hope so. So working with outside playing in this fashion ensures that we're using the simplest kind of voice leading, just playing into the nearest possible note, so to speak. Okay, so what do I mean by anti-formulas? Unless you're utilizing all 12 notes of the chromatic scale, some notes are being left out. The remaining functions are outside, giving it the name outside playing. So one note formulas have the least amount of tonal ambiguity, and the 12 note scale has the greatest amount of ambiguity. Okay, so let's just go over the connections between Eastern music and Western music that we just recently discovered, because this is quite fascinating. The major scale and its modes are often associated with Western music, and the pentatonic scale and its modes are associated with Eastern music. So they complement each other perfectly, just like improvisational music and compositional music. They also complement each other. It's like yin and yang. And each part has its own flaws, and it's up to you to figure out what they are. And we do that by exploring formulas. It's really simple, actually. And then I made an overview of the 7 modes of the major scale and their respective outside functions, and I'll put in the description box below the video. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section and I'll try to answer them. Or someone else will, hopefully. So in the beginning, this kind of improvising can feel like it takes a lot of energy. Just getting started can feel exhausting. Don't be afraid of that. Embrace it. Because you will never feel this way again, ever. That's why we record ourselves, so that we can let all our energy go into playing. Then afterwards, we focus our energy on listening. Okay, so that was a short digression. Now let's do some practice. Some more outside playing practice. Let's do something completely new, at least to me. You may have done this yourself, I don't know. Some of you probably have, but I haven't. That's why it's new for me. So I just made a short analysis of some basic diminished triads over a dominant 7 chord. It's just 1, 3, 5, flat 7. So I found the functions that the diminished triad highlights over root, just chromatically. So I started with this as the inside, then I went over this, and then this, and this, all the way up through the 7, and just analyzed the functions. So as always, keep an open mind and embrace the dark side. Embrace the outside sound. Don't run away. Walk towards the fire. Okay? You understand? Great. I'll do some live searching for the inside functions. I'll do it in time, hopefully, with the metronome. And yeah, don't fret. I'll provide a short analysis of what I'm gonna do. So let's just practice the diminished triad from the flat 2. So that's flat 2, 3, and 5. And of course the inside formula is just. So there are 2 notes that are the same, namely the 3 and the 5. Then there is 1 new note, the flat 2, or the flat 9th, according to chord theory, but that's another subject. So yeah, I'll just put a click on. Maybe we'll go at 63. Okay. 3, 4. Oh, yeah, I gotta record. Almost forgot. Here we go. I'll just identify all the available notes first. And there's the flat 7th, yeah. And then I'll do some leaps. And then I'll do some of the outside playing freely. Let's just start with the outside playing. The available notes were flat 2, 3, and 5. Okay. 3, 4. outside. Inside. And then go outside. Inside. Okay, I think we have enough material to just listen back. I'll try to keep it close. Here we go. Try to keep. Here we go. I'll just identify all the available notes first. I'll do some light comping as well. And there's the flat seventh, yeah. And then I'll do some leaps. The sound is established. Yeah. And then I'll do some of the outside playing freely. Let's just start with the outside playing. The available notes were flat 2, 3, and 5. Okay. 3, 4. Let's go outside. Inside. Okay, so that was one of the possible combinations. And yeah, so the only outside function was the flat 2. Other than that, you just had 3 and 5, which is inside, but it's still an outside formula because it's not a subset of the dominant 7th chord, dominant 7th formula. You see? There is no flat 2 here, obviously. So then the flat 2 and any formula contained or associated with the flat 2 is outside. So let's do something a little more progressive. We'll do the... I'm making this up on the spot, so I'm not relying on a script or anything. So yeah, let's do the diminished from the 7th function. So there wasn't the flat 7th. Let's do it from the 7. And that highlights the 7, the 2, and the 4 or 11. The 9 can 2 can also be a 9. And then we'll just identify the available notes, and let's do it in time with the metronome. 63. So it's 7, 2, and 4. 4, 2, 7, 4, and then a 7 again. Let's go up to 4. Let's do a run. Let's do it quickly. Yeah, I think we have practiced enough, and then we'll just practice outside playing. Again, we'll just start with the dominant 7. Improvise over that, and then we'll change into our outside formula, which was diminished triad from the 7th. Yeah. 3. Okay. Okay, I think we have enough material to just listen back. That's about a minute. Okay, so the phrasing is all over the place. I'll just say that. And yeah, I think that's about it. Is there anything I've forgotten? I don't know. Yeah, let's just go over that last one, because it's quite interesting. We did 7, 2, 4. Harmonically. And it highlights the 2, 4, and 7, and none of those are contained within the dominant 7th chord, dominant 7th formula. Yeah, we've established our outside playing, and we used 2 different types of outside playing. two different colors, let's say, or nuances, and there are how many left? Well, you could do this with the remaining diminished triads. You already know your diminished triads, so that's fine. You just gotta practice it in a outside fashion. Then there are the major formulas, and those you already know, and the minor you also know. And then there are augmented, which you may know. So that's 4 types of colors. You could just play them in succession, like let's say the augmented triad from the flat 2 would sound something like this. Again. Inside. Let's change register. And back. Up again. You see? You could do this with major, minor triads, augmented triads, stuff like that. I just think you got enough material now to just be practicing this. So I'm not going to give you any more information. Yeah, I think a lot of lights gone up in people's heads now. So yeah, if you made it all the way through to this to the end, well, what we did. Let's just wrap it up. We talked about playing by ear, talked about anti-formulas, outside playing, then east and west, and then we did a recording and a critique or improvising. So yeah, I have a lot of other videos of an improviser's OS on my channel, so be sure to check them out if you want to. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching.